It's the lights from the 7 Genesis. So their power was here all along. Or rather, the essence of their power. It's been extracted, allowing the Genesis to act autonomously.
That seems like an apt enough description to me. And look at what's inside of the man in front of us.
The 8th Genesis. The centerpiece of all that's happened these past 2 months.
So you've come, Van Arkwright. And you brought the other fixers with you, along with a few fresh faces.
Well, you were the one who told me to be in front of Treon Tower at 4:30 p.m. I'm probably a little late, but hey, time's frozen. Nice when technicalities work in your favor.
Yeah, I suppose you get a pass.
The hell? He's talking like a normal-ass person now.
Well, aside from the demonic reverberation anyway.
Yeah. Though, why do I get the feeling I've heard that voice before?
You're right. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I hear it too. And when he speaks, I can feel my chest tighten.
Then is he someone you all know? Or is it possible that...
Maybe we know him too.
You do know him, but I can't reveal who he is. Since we're in close proximity of the 8th, maybe you can call out to her now, Van.
Good point. There!
What took you so long? You have no sense of urgency. You made me sit there in the background for ages, and then you replaced me? Your name was Lapis, right? While I appreciate your help up to now, I've got everything under control. So why don't you buzz off? Fine. You can have Van back. I was simply repaying what I owed. Now hush! You're interrupting a very important conversation.
Whoa, LP just shut her down. She's like her older sibling.
Well, while that certainly is cute, we really should get back to the subject at hand.
Right. I hope you all know how much I appreciate your help. Thanks to you guys, I can finally put this 4SPG to bed.
Van.
First things first. Let's see if my suspicions are right on the mirror. Can't move forward until we do that, right?
Correct. Just as the smallest units of matter have their own particles and waveforms, my existence is ever in a state of flux. It cannot be validated without first being observed. You must determine my identity without relying on your lauded sense of smell.
Fair enough. As soon as I got your message this morning, I knew for sure that you were C. We're positive that you aren't the first or second C. Testimony from the people who knew him makes that clear as day. Now then, there was something that stuck out to me when I was going over the notes again. The warnings there were stated so plainly, I couldn't get a bead on who could have written them. That's the mark of a real pro, a pro who specializes in multiple fields, writing, among others.
Multiple fields? Wait.
Oh, I get it now.
And that's when it hit me. There's only one person I know who has such an annoying attention to detail. When that thought came to mind, I immediately said to myself, there's no way. But after learning the Garden Master's true identity, fighting through hell and back during that coup, and seeing people be recreated by the 8th Genesis, I couldn't entirely dismiss the idea.
A deceased revolutionary, clinging to existence like a parasite.
And the Genesis recreating versions of Jin and Kilika, who were almost like abstractions.
Not bad. However, there is still one small thing you failed to pick up on. If I am who you believe me to be, then tell me, what reason would I have to hide behind the name C? Why would I adopt an ill-conceived alias used by those who operated in the shadows of Crossbell and the Empire?
That's the easy part, actually. There's a reason you chose the name C in particular, outside of needing a convenient smokescreen. And that reason has less to do with the name itself, and more to do with its placement in the alphabet. You picked C because it would conceal your real initials, while also falling right in between them.
I never considered that.
The alphabet? The letters before and after C would be...
B and D. I don't believe the order matters in this particular instance.
Yeah. So, here's our answer. About time you showed your face. Dingo Brad!
You get a passing mark, then. You not only ascertained my true identity, but also the reason I chose the name C. Now you can bear witness to my true form, a mere shard-based replica, a shadow of my old self. You, on the other hand, are the same as ever. You may be a year older, but time hasn't smoothed your rough edges.
Yeah, whatever.
I feel like I just walked into a retirement home. Still.
I did have my suspicions. But even now, I still can't wrap my head around all this.
The idea of him being the third scene never even crossed my mind. So, he's a shard replica?
Does that mean... No. I thought that may have meant the real Dingo was still with us. But that isn't the case, is it?
No. I'm not of this world anymore. As you already know, my life ended when Cray Village ceased to be. Unlike the immovable and the flying swallow, this form wasn't created based on a pre-existing body. The circumstances surrounding its creation run parallel to what happened to that Basel professor, and are a direct result of what transpired in Cray.
Did you say Basel? Do you mean Professor Callahan?
His memories and personality were converted into an AI by the 5th Genesis.
I've reviewed the footage of the Cray incident countless times over, but even I never once considered the possibility of it sparking a convergence.
Is that... really what happened?
Van...
Aptly put, Mr. Presidential Aide. When the end had arrived, I resigned myself to my fate. But in those last few moments, I felt a pain of regret. Despite how I viewed myself, I knew there were others who cared for my well-being, who would mourn my passing. Had I anticipated Dante's intentions, I could have saved everyone. By not doing more for those people, I committed an egregious sin. That moment of overwhelming shame and self-loathing was the origin point, where my observed existence was absorbed into the network.
That's unbelievable.
Melchior had connected the legacy, which happens to be an observation device, to the Orbal network. And that meant your consciousness had been stored in the core of the 8th Genesis.
The pieces are slowly coming together.
All in a split second? Wait, no. Time isn't really an issue here, is it? Right. If Elysium was tasked with completing the convergence, for example, it would have taken it about 10 seconds to do the job. And if it had the power of the 8th Genesis backing it up, it'd take 2 seconds at most, probably even less. The 8th is a special piece of work. After all, it acts as the core of the...
There's that garbled bullshit again. That isn't important right now, though.
Long story short, the 8th is the reason you're here. And while residing within the core, you sent Van a warning about the Revolution Festival. Then sometime after that, you fell into the Garden Master's clutches, who made you into his Crimson Beast.
You've got it. As a result, I killed many gangsters and special ops troops. At first, he had me dancing to his tune, marching in step. But gradually, I was able to wrestle control back from him, and by Nemeth Island, I was free of his influence. Believe you me, playing the part of his silent, subservient pet from then on was no easy task.
Look at you, being all humble.
Yeah, you fooled us pretty good. Ever consider taking up acting as a career?
That explains why you tried to warn us, even through all that.
I guess looks aren't the only thing you've got going for you. No wonder Boss leaned on you so much.
Huh? He did?
Yeah, like we said before, our boss has a bit of a checkered history. He met an informant shortly after entering the Republic 2 years ago. That man became a benefactor of sorts for him.
We never met him in person, but I think they talked over comms. He said he had his eye on you because of how active you were behind the scenes during the war.
I'll admit, I was taken aback when he reached out to me. I prepared some false IDs for him, and we both wreaked a bit of havoc here and there. But that was all part of my job as an informant. I believe benefactor is a bit of a misnomer.
Well, he was grateful to you all the same.
You must be lying out of your ass. Nobody's that cool.
He has an interesting background indeed, and I'm not the least bit surprised to hear it.
Alright, quit stroking his ego, everyone. Though, I ain't shocked to hear that you came back around on your own. Anyway, it's time we cut to the chase, Dingo. Actually, I think it'd be best if I called you what you are. A clone created by the 8th Genesis, the Grendel Zolga.
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Right, you're not the real Dingo.
Yeah. Like the replicas of Jin and Kilika. I'm nothing but an imposter. A being whose only purpose is to observe, in accordance with the 8th Genesis' design. And that which the 8th Genesis is designed to observe is karma, the one thing in which humanity by its very nature cannot escape.
Karma is humanity's sin. In fact, it's the original sin.
Is he planning to fight us? Is that how he intends to settle this?
But why?
If he's like those Jin and Kilika clones, then there wasn't any other way this was gonna end!
Over those 3 days, you were exposed to an unsavory truth. Humanity is weak. Feed them a story that fits their premise of how things should be. And all ethics, morality, and bonds are readily cast aside, and in turn, there's no line they won't cross. Just look at Dante's, Melchior, and the overseers of the gardens. Or even myself, a foolish man whose actions put Almada on the path to power. Naturally, not all will fall to sin, but the potential for it lies within everyone. That weakness is humanity's original sin, one that the 8th Genesis was built to observe with vigilance. Its ceaseless observation persists. It has yet to truly be brought to an end. That's why I called you here, Van. To bring a decisive end to it.
A beast that devours sin. Huh.
Well, I do appreciate you going into a lot of detail about the request and all. But I don't think any of us are looking to become your next meal. That'd make for a real shit ending if you ask me.
You don't mean...
Yes. The present you now know will soon be reconstructed. All the sins of those 3 days that you erased will come back into being. The forced reset is a byproduct of the Octgeneses. It is a retry method that can only be performed so many times. Its purpose is to achieve the desired observational outcome. Very soon, the other possibilities that were archived from past resets will be designated as the final observational outcome.
That's bullshit! Why did it have to come to this? No, that's not an outcome we're willing to accept!
Even if you say there's nothing we can do, we're not just gonna stand here and let that happen!
We dispelled those illusions and deceptions, all to attain the present we now reside in. While this may sound conceited, we will not let all our efforts go to waste.
Darn straight, this is one plot twist I'm definitely not on board with. No way, no how.
I'm with you there. And if Ace were here, I'm sure he'd say the same thing.
Yeah! A future without S and LP is a future I don't want to live in. I don't want a future without me either. Don't make me go back to being all red and ugly.
I suppose another coup d'etat would cast a considerable pall over the festival. You may have aided me in the past, but I can't allow you to take this from us.
Don't expect things to play out in the way you're envisioning. Because I will not let that outcome come to pass.
I'm not about to let another coup d'etat come about. No matter what, I will prevent it. Miss Misarugi will require your aid.
You got it. For the record, I was planning to help out even without a contract.
We're facing a Genesis that observes sin. And you too, Dingo. I know you're being forced to carry out its function. I'm so sorry. But in order for us to hold on to our present, we have no choice but to fight.
And that is how it should be.
Okay, let's show him what the original Grendel is made of.
You read my mind. About time we got this 4SPG underway. Let's go, Grendel Zolga!
Very well. Then face me, Van Arkwright! Wish to hold the world here present, then fight!
Take this! Here goes! It's over! You're crushed! You're up, friend!
I'll pour you some tea. There you are!
They saved me! Perfect chance! Flames, give us strength! Here I go! Jabril Guard!
Stay back!
Not getting through! Perfect chance!
Here goes!
Give him your all!
Not getting away! Blast off!
There! Barry! Activating skill.
It's time!
Activating drive. Deploying shield.
Zypha, activate! You won't get away with this! Flames! Red!
Activating skill.
Yeah, it's up to you, Barry! Activating skill. Not getting through!
Chance! It's go time!
Give him your all!
Let's do this! Hit him fast, Barry!
Flames! Ha! Yes! Allow me!
Is this the extent of your power, Spriggan?
It's time! Zypha, activate!
Got the number!
I tore down the shard field? How is he so powerful?
I'll take over. Can you do something about this, Bear?
I'm trying! Just hang in there a little longer and it'll fade out!
Gotcha!
Here, let me help!
There!
They should make for an interesting opponent.
Show him what you're really capable of! Let's wrap this up fast!
Take this!
Let's finish this now!
Take this!
Let's take them out!
Gotcha! Start! Eat this! Gotcha!
Let's take them out! Let's take them out!
Charge functionality restored!
Deploying shards!
It's all ready to go!
All right, let's
Get 'em
redeploy the
all!
over here. All for you. Hit him fast, Barry.
Flames! Give us strength!
My move now.
Activating
Let's
shield!
do this. You're up, friend.
Falling back!
Alright, time to let loose! Time to go all out!
Turn it up!
Cirrus form!
Let's go, Agnes! It's up to you now!
Leave it to me! I'll pour you some tea! There you are!
Thank you!
Appreciate that.
You won't get away with this!
There! It's up to you, Barry!
Activating skill.
Now then!
I like where this is headed.
Zypha, activate!
My move now.
Activating skill!
Dice you up! Counting on you, Shizuna!
Guess I better jet.
I'll take it from here. Activating drive. Flames! Not getting through!
Number!
Yeah! Red!
Activating skill.
In this fight, it's devour or be devoured.
Yeah, it's up to you, Fairy!
Activating skill.
Ha! You're next, Onyes!
Allow me.
Here goes! It's up to you, Fairy!
There!
It's go time!
Activating skill!
Feel my power! I'll cut you down to size! Azure Sunray! The stun!
Boost
You're
speed
up,
limiter
friend.
unlocked!
Activating skill.
Potter Motter! Double Buster! Cannon!
A chance! Heck yes! By the heavens, pierce!
Chance! It's go!
Activating
Let's
skill!
do this!